Previously.
In our last episode, we were exploring the Quabba coast from top to toe. A great coastline with lots of memories made. Hey guys, just been into Carnarvon, restocked the fridge, got fuel, got gas, and now we're headed east towards Kennedy Ranges and Mount Augustus. Woo! Kurt's not so keen.
Nah, 40-degree days. So
yeah, it's meant to be a little bit hot, and the flies are out. So, probably going to be lots of flies around. But anyways, I've convinced him, we're going to go check it out, and yeah, hopefully everything I think it'll be, and I can convince Kurt that it was worth the detour.
We'll see.
So yeah. So now away to Kennedy Ranges. First stop, you.
So it was full steam out towards the Kennedy Ranges, with around 200 kilometres to cover on this drive from Carnarvon.
Our first detour off the highway was to Rocky Pool, down a 4-kilometre dirt track.
Rocky Pool is a part of the Gascoyne River and is a permanent waterhole.
It was so nice to see such a large volume of water amongst these dry plains.
There was even some rope swings for the kids.
Continuing the journey east, it was nice to see the landscape changing. We had spent the last couple of months along the coast, so it was nice to be having a break and heading inland.
The old painted car on the side of the highway caught our attention, so of course we had to stop and have a squiz.
Not sure what model it was, but it had a sunroof, and how the doors opened up was pretty cool.
I then continued to drive east while Ames had a look at our Kennedy Ranges brochure, starting to suss out which walks we wanted to do.
Looks like we're in for an afternoon storm, so we headed straight to the Junction Van Park and settled in for the rest of the afternoon.
We packed breakfast and hit the road at 4 AM the next day.
Since the days were hot, we decided to make it out to the ranges for sunrise and make the most of the cooler morning temperatures. Hey guys. Can you see us?
Can you see me now?
Can you see me now? Anyways, if you can't, just listen with your ears. We left this morning at 4 o'clock to head into the eastern side of the Kennedy Ranges.
The first light was meant to be at 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
And we can already see it, and it's 4:38, so it's a bit premature. Road conditions are pretty good for a dirt road, so no dramas there.
I think you averaged out, it was 62 kilometres from the tourist parks of where we're going, and so far it's been about a kilometre a minute.
Yep.
So that's pretty good.
It takes about an hour to get in.
Yeah, so we're heading up to the sunrise point. So obviously go watch the sunrise, and then we're going to go check out some of the other gorges.
FYI, for driving early in the morning, there is a lot of animals on the road.
Yeah, make sure you got your headlights on. And
Saw a cat, a kangaroo, and a cow.
But we still have 22 kilometres, so we still might see some more animals.
Yeah.
Alright, well, yeah, keep you guys posted.
It was nice to see the sky change with the early morning glows. We could even see the start of the silhouettes of the ranges.
We were the only ones here. We parked up and strolled up to the vantage point.
Setting up our cameras and then sitting back and enjoying the show.
Fly nets are a must.
Look at the sun going up.
Dang.
It was amazing to see the sun project this hazy red glow onto the ranges.
The more the sun came up, the redder they became. Definitely recommend getting up early and watching the sunrise from the point. What a way to kickstart our adventures in the Kennedys.
We then trotted back down to the nav to have some brekkie. Kurt opted for beans while I had some muesli. Oh, and the flies were starting to come out.
Now, off to our first gorge walk, only a short drive to get to Honeycomb Gorge.
A relatively easy 300 metre stroll from the car park to get to the gorge.
Wow, what a unique gorge. Welcome guys, here we are at Honeycomb Gorge. This is the result of the seasonal wind and water change, and that's what you're seeing. Pretty spectacular.
It's easy to see why this is the most popular gorge in the Eastern Kennedys. We have both never seen anything like it. It really does look like a large honeycomb wall.
The air smelled of these blossoming wattle bushes.
We trekked out and drove to our next gorge, Temple Gorge. Another short drive and we arrived at the start of Temple Gorge Walk.
This is why it's called Temple Gorge. Now from here you can either go left or right with 2 track options.
We went down the shorter track, which was to the left.
After a couple of 100 meters, we were at the end of the trail.
Throughout our walk, we saw plenty of quirky rock formations like this little window.
The flies were out, but weren't too bad, just annoying enough to wear our fly nets.
We left Temple Gorge and decided to check out the nearby campground. It was quite large and spacious.
Some drop toilets, plenty of picnic tables, and fire pits scattered around. If you had no pets and wanted to camp close to the ranges, this would be a great option.
Alright, off to our final gorge walk for the morning, Drapers Gorge. All the gorges are relatively close together with just a couple of kilometres between each car park, which is good.
Drapers Gorge was our largest walk for the day, a whopping 1 kilometre each way into the gorge.
It was also probably the most physical of the walks too, climbing up and onto the rocks and edges.
The sun was definitely out and we were starting to warm up. This is the final end pool. So as you can see, guys, Kennedy Ranges is very seasonal. Green stagnant pools. So if you came in the wet season, it obviously looked a lot different, I reckon. And as well, the flies are just out of control and it's very hot. So definitely don't do this during the middle of the day because you will regret it, if not die from the heat. That's not a joke. It's hot. Let's continue on. Head back.
So just remember, we visited late November, so if you visit earlier on in the season, it could be completely different temperatures and water about.
Well, overall, we loved our time exploring parts of the Eastern Kennedy Ranges.
We've seen quite a few ranges over our travels, but each range is different and has different things to see and do.
Time to hit the dirt and start the track back. Thanks, Kennedy Rangers, you've been great.
Hey guys, so just finished on East Kennedy's, all done and dusted within a few hours, all before 9 o'clock. So we went and saw, just to wrap it up, we saw the sunrise view from there, and then we went and did the Honeycomb Gorge, and then we saw Temple Gorge, and we did the left fork up there. It was the shorter of the two forks, and then we just finished off with Drapers Gorge. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Some nice spots to see. Definitely make the effort and come and check it out if you're in the area.
It's pretty quiet at the moment. It's must be low season, obviously. November starts getting pretty hot. There was only another couple in there, and that was it.
Yes,
So
that's
had
all
the
we
place to
saw.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Apparently, the caravan park said it gets crazy busy during the peak season, so that'd be interesting.
But yeah, overall, Eastern County Ranges, thumbs up. It's pretty cool. And now we're just back on our way to check on our princess. So yeah. Definitely a lot easier to drive heading back. Now the sun was up and we could see further ahead.
We stopped at the old cobble road for a quick look.
It's crazy when you see stuff like this and realise that they had to hand build their own roads back in the day.
Imagine how many men and how long it would have taken to build a road like this. Makes you appreciate the technology and the machinery of today.
We passed a section of the popular Gascoyne River on our journey home. Really not a lot of water about. So we're just back at the caravan, gonna go open the door and check on little Rusty. She's either gonna be at the door waiting for us because she's heard us, or she's gonna be asleep on the bed. So let's have a look. Oh, there she is! Hey, princess! Oh, just woken up from a nap. Buddy! Oh, bless you, chick. And straight into sunbaking. Oh, you are so cute, aren't you?
Myself and Ames had a nice shower to freshen up ourselves after our morning's adventure, whilst Rusty worked on her tan in the sun.
Around lunchtime, we headed into the Junction Hotel for a spot of lunch.
Some cool memorabilia around on the walls and creative bits of art.
By the time we had a look around, our lunch was ready. Yummy.
Well, after 2 nights here, it was time to leave. A great modern park with plenty of space, new camp kitchen, and ensuite sites if you want to be fancy.
Leave us a thumbs up if you like the video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Cheers, legends.